Hey everybody, it's Thomas. It's time to talk about BBLoBB. I've tried to desalt myself a little. I've been recording this not that long after I played my game, which you can watch up here, or there'll be a link up there when we start talking about the game. But yeah, let's go over what happened. A couple of things that are different. Bought a catcher. Kind of need to start buying catchers at this point. Otherwise, they're not going to get developed in time. I am going to get all four. Haven't quite settled what I'm going to do with them. They're going to get dodge right away, no matter what. So beyond that, we'll see. I favor more utility catchers, as you saw if you watched my Elf Classic season, or Pro Elf season. Probably give a bunch of them wrestle, a couple of them block. We'll see. If someone gets doubles unit guard, that's how it goes. Other points of interest. Let's see here. Amber the World leveled up, and I really debated on what to get here because I really want to get Strip Ball. But I kind of need Leap, and honestly, Leap would have done me a lot of favors this week. So, you know, 2+ to do no dodges is pretty good, I hear. So yeah, that's why we got that. Trappist Logic leveled up. I got Accurate because he rolled regular. And I talked about this before, but part of the reason I'm getting Accurate is with Safe Throw, it encourages or / makes it easier to throw farther longer. With Elf Classic, I didn't really feel the need to do that because I'm only going to throw a little bit anyway. The catchers and blitzers are going to do the fancy stuff, so I got blocked to help do more hitting stuff. But with this, and the way this team is going, I'm going to use these pieces, the blitzers, more for hitting than I would have probably with other stuff. And again, with Safe Throw built in, kind of already got that going for me. So yeah, bought a catcher. Catcher number 2 is probably what's going to happen as long as I don't roll, well, if I roll a 5 or better, assuming that, whatever, 4 to 5 basically needs to happen, which isn't too difficult in theory. Haven't managed to do it the last couple weeks, but whatever. Get catcher number 2. After that, probably keep buying catchers. Might stop at 3 to get a second thrower. We'll see. I want to get a second thrower, but we'll see if I have time for it. If I don't, that's okay with me too. There's a gaping hole where a player used to be because somebody died, and missed next game on this piece here. Nothing permanent. This piece ate my MVP, and honestly would have leveled up. Things didn't go well. I keep alluding to it, so let's talk about the game itself. So I did lose 2-1. I don't know, a couple things went against me here. As I was telling Greydek, the first and last roll went against me. Basically, it was sunny the whole game, which, considering that my big advantage over a Dark Elf team is I can throw, didn't really work out. So these, I should have like 3 of these instead of 2, or instead of 1, but sun really screwed me over. Couldn't break any armor either, where she was pretty good at doing it a couple times. She stunned herself a few times for me, which was nice, but I don't know. There were basically 2 turns where she got all knockdowns on her block dice when she needed them, and there wasn't anything I could do at that point. So, I don't know, I could have played it safe for a couple places. Could have played a little bit better for sure, but sometimes there's only so much the dice can do for you. Like when you... like on turn 16, I'm going for the tie, and I have to dodge out, pick up the ball, do 2 GFIs. I fail the dodge, re-roll, pick it up, and then make 1 GFI, I think. Whatever, I failed 1 and hurt Apothecary, made it, miss next game, or dead. So, hooray, basically. So, a little annoying there, just because the piece that failed me would have leveled up. But whatever. I'll throw with 30k, which is not so good. I mean, I had enough money to buy the catcher anyway, but would have liked to roll a little bit more so I could have a better chance of getting catcher number 2 next week. Yeah, SVP is not the best here. Only walking away with 9, which is okay, but I would have liked more. They weren't okay pieces, but again, could have been better. Greyduck walking away with casualty, 2 touchdowns, and a pass. MVP actually went to the loaner she had, and she didn't have enough money to buy it, so no MVP for her. So grand total of 9 SVP. Not that good, all things considered. Should have 14, but I am luckier, I guess. So yeah, my team value is a little depressed here. I'll have 2 loners for next week still. Well, I'll have a loner for next week and I'll have 2 loners moving forward. But whatever, 2 loners now, 1 loner continuing on, is what I'm trying to say here. So, whatever. Let's take a look at Greyduck's side of things. Greyduck rolled 60k. Wish Elf did a lot of work, actually. Was really annoying. Got 2 touchdowns, though. Leveled up. This should probably be block or wrestle. Kind of depends on what she feels like doing. This piece should probably just get dodge. Could see getting wrestle, maybe, but I think dodge is probably the safer choice. Having more mobility in your linemen when they have 8 armor value is good, and they're hard to knock down, and people don't have tackle, so I think it's probably a good call. She'll be at 11 players, which is good. Now that her blitzer's back, is what I was trying to say there. Let's take a look at the other matches that happened this week. This is a weird week. I think I got all of these wrong. I didn't get any of my predictions right. Jessup beat up Zach. I haven't watched this game. I'm about to record a replay cast of this at some point. We'll see. There'll be a link to it eventually. But really good week for Jessup. 3-0 is really good. On top of that, he killed somebody. So a ton of SPP here. We're talking 9, 12, 17, 19 SPP. That's crazy. Zach walking away with a lot less, only 7. Again, it's not a good outcome for him. And even death as well. Just, I don't know what it is. His armor was just taking a beating here. Just sustained 3 casualties, which is pretty good, but for him. But only one of them was caused by Zach, so less good, all things considered, in terms of Zach's perspective here. I don't know. I'm really surprised this happened, but I guess outpositioned. We'll see what happens when I do the replay cast. But yeah, so the upshot of this is lots of level ups for Jessup. He bought a catcher here. He bought this before the game with Zach, which, if I didn't emphasize this enough, this is a mistake. This should be a war dancer. A catcher is nice and whatever, but a war dancer is better. I mean, a war dancer starts with leap and has 8 MA, so just come on. Just why? Why do this? This isn't. I don't know. Just puts a lot of emphasis on 1-turn touchdown pieces as well. Now that he can do it, that he's had practice doing it. I don't put as much stock in these because I feel like you can do it without getting the leap skill for it. I don't know. I think this is just a huge mistake. I mean, if you're going to get the catcher, then whatever, it should get block. But, okay. Other level ups, I don't remember which one of these has to dodge for, but Blaggle got doubles because Jessup is lucky and got guard. All the other elves are getting guard except me, apparently. I think he had just 1 other dodge piece, but I could be wrong. Either way, he's got 2 dodge pieces, kick piece, and guard piece. So that's really good for his lineman. 50k. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Save up for your war dancer. 70k from now. You can get it. I don't know. This team is getting scary just because Wood Elf are a fast team that can move around a lot. Having this much dodge is good as long as he's playing carefully. In the past, when Andrew played this team, I mentioned that he needs to have some sort of hitting skills, and that's still true actually for Jessup. Andrew could get away with it a little bit because he had, or needed them more because he had 2 rerolls, but he also had 2 war dancers. Jessup doesn't have any of that. So in some ways, I kind of feel like getting blanket dodge isn't as useful. Yes, it's good for sure, but I would have maybe gotten a block or a wrestle in here. Just help at least extract the ball. I mean, at this point, has to hope he gets lucky, I guess, on a desperation blitz. Let's take a look at the remnants of Zach's team here. Roll a 20, which is, that kind of balances out rolling 80 the week before, but whatever. Yeti leveled up, which is good. This should be Mighty Blow, hands down. Awesome. This Yeti's already accomplished more than Britta did all last season, so pretty exciting. Yeah, three casualties, so that's good. Dead lineman, which is unfortunate. Missed next game on this lineman as well, which again, unfortunate, but I think these are both 0 SPP linemen, so it's not the end of the world. Norse Werewolf and Berserkers getting SPP is all good too, so up and up and up. Good to get his 3 roll as well, so I mean, it wasn't a good week for Zach, but there's definitely room to recover. Let's take a look here at the other match. match that I can find. Here we go. This one just happened as well. I've not watched this game either, but Mark won. A big upset over what I expected to happen. Rolled 80k as well. Holy crap. I'm guessing he was just wily. But once again, regeneration appears to have failed him because a player died. Pretty sure it was a zombie, but we'll look a little more at this. Looks like just Andrew couldn't get the ball moving forward very much, whereas Mark was able to get the ball at some point and get the touchdown. So amazing. Well played by Mark, I guess. I say this without seeing it. Maybe just got lucky. Whatever. 2 casualties, though, not too bad. With the MVP and the touchdown. Looking at 12 SPP, which not great, but considering that he's missing both flesh columns, we're going to call that okay. Andrew's had 2 casualties and MVP. Not great, but it's okay. 9 total. The sad part is this kill is not going to result in a free rodder for Andrew because of the way Nurgle's rod is worded. Regeneration. But hey, now he knows he can do it for sure. To look at Mark's team, yeah, it was Old Hickory ate it, which is fine. He had no SPP, I'm sure. And other werewolf leveled up. Touchdown MVP. Cool. Casualties. I'm unclear who did the hitting, because he was out. Oh, must have been Mutton and then Otto. Cool. So yeah, I mean, team is still a little sad, but it's recovered nicely. I don't think he was planning to buy ghouls anyway, but it's still annoying to have your cushion gone. Block on both these werewolves is really good. Absolutely great. Makes these pieces really scary and really reliable. And actually, they're reliable enough where you could, in principle, throw 2-die blocks or 2-die blocks against now, so that's okay. And yeah, I mean, Mark's doing both with getting lucky and just things happening, getting really lucky with all of his SPP landing on actual players, so that's really good. All things considered, Oscar going is still a problem, but I think he can make it work. So still awesome week for Mark, all things considered. Let's take a look at Andrew's stuff. See what he got out of that. 30k. Ugh. A little unfortunate because if he had rolled, if he rolled 20 or 2 higher, right, he would have gotten another Pestiger. So a little unfortunate there. This router leveled up. A couple things worth getting here. I think block or wrestle would be worth considering. Wrestle is kind of hard because they're so slow, but wrestle is still a really good skill to have against the teams that are in play. Could get Dirty Player. Dirty Player actually would be okay, considering how Nurgle's Rot works with fouling. Kick wouldn't be that bad either. Kick is actually pretty decent for a Nurgle team, even with the slowness of the team, because you can put it in Stink, you can put it in your Tentacles. Something to consider. I don't think it's something you should get right away, but long term, something to consider. Looks like Gary 25 didn't get any new SPP, which is unfortunate. And Gary 5, the new Nurgle Warrior, I'm glad he bought it, got an injury, so hey, that's good. It still needs more stuff going on here, but overall, this is still okay. And he's still level 11 players for next week, so should be doing just fine. Other matchup of the week. Oh, this is Orville was Riz. This one I did watch. I watched this today. 70k for Orville, real nice. I think a lot of this can basically be described as Orville getting a little bit luckier on like 1-die blocks. Orville threw a lot of really successful 1-die blocks. Like he badly hurt a goblin with a catcher, which is difficult to do without having tackle or block. So pretty good. And also just I think Chris didn't really have an idea of how fast the human team can be. Essentially, a lot of the points Orville scored were from Chris being in a bad position of a bunch of his hard-hitting pieces were in the middle, and then Orville managed to worm his way around. So, again, some of it luck on 1-die blocks, some of it just better positioning. These things work out. Not a bad week for either team, though. If you look at Orville, 3 touchdowns, a casualty, and an MVP. These look like pretty good numbers because it's 16, and those are good numbers. Chris, though, despite not doing anything, gets a pass, 4 casualties, and an MVP. This is really good. really can't have it. 14 SVP for a 3-0 loss is crazy. Power of the Orcs. What can I say? Let's take a look at what Chris... Oh, this is Orville's team. So one of the things I want to mention too is Orville got 3 touchdowns, but most of them went to a thrower. And while this thrower is almost level 3, and if not for Sun, probably would be level 3, a level 3 thrower for humans is not that impressive. They're not that good at it. It's okay, basically. Orville didn't buy anything as well, which I think might be a mistake, but whatever. The catcher level up as well. You should probably get Wrestle. Some people like to get like Block or whatever, but I think Wrestle is good. A Wrestle strip ball catcher is something the human team can definitely utilize really well. Not that strip ball wouldn't be bad on a blitzer, but I think with as many elf teams around, probably tackle would be a higher priority for the blitzers. None of them got any SPP, which I think is still a huge problem. Chris also took out the Ogre for next week with a smashed ankle, which means this Ogre is super slow, which isn't the end of the world because he kind of just stays in one place anyway, but it is a potential problem. This also means the Ogre is another week delayed for getting any kind of level ups. So things Orville should look to get with his giant pile of money. I would probably still get reroll number 3. He could buy a second thrower, depends on what he wants. Could get a third catcher as well, but I think a second thrower would probably do more work for him. Kind of depends on how much bank he wants to hold, but for sure get the third reroll. Gives you effectively 4, which if you're throwing red dice against, you want. So that's my general thought here. Yeah. Chris took him out hard. So yeah, like I said, awful week for my predictions. Just awful. Just awful. Let's Hall of Fame I don't think is updated. Let's take a quick peek. Yeah, Hall of Fame is updated, so we're going to skip that. We can take a look at rankings just to see. With Mark's surprise win, he surpasses me by 1 point. I lost, he tied. That's basically what that means. So we'll see how that goes. Chris and Zach still winless, but that can easily turn around. The season's very long, and I'd be shocked if both these teams continue to go without a win moving forward. Let's look ahead to week 6, or week 5, I should say. And much like week 4, if you liked week 2, you're going to like week 5 quite a bit. So we'll start off with the kind of the mess of a match here. We've got Norse versus Necro. Do some math here. So 2 pieces out for Zach, and I should mention too, one of the nice things about Norse linemen is they're really good, even when they're loners, because they have block. But he's looking at 990. Mark's gonna be giving up a ton of money here. Yeah, Mark's doing like 200, which is a lot. Don't know if he needs more rerolls per se. Could get an apothecary maybe. Second apothecary wouldn't be too bad. Wizard and a Babe, never a bad combination either. Wizard definitely creates problems for this team. I'm going to say Mark has a little bit of an edge just because I think with Mark's experience with Norse, he knows what he's getting into. And the multiple guard pieces. I mean, I think here that the skills in this team and the slightly overall faster speed from the werewolves could be a factor. Claw's not going to do a lot, but Frenzy Block is pretty good. So we'll see. Could be pretty tough. The Norse team is pretty quick too, relatively, as well, aside from the werewolves, basically. So we'll see. As I mentioned, against Jessup, Zach definitely has the potential to win this game. Mighty Blow and the Yeti 2 will make the Flesh Golems pretty scared. So it kind of depends on how well-behaved Squatch is. The Norse werewolves without block is kind of a concern. We'll see. Technically, this team outforces the Necro team. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to lean towards tie. I think with the inducements and everything else, I think might be a tie, but we'll see. Mark's performance is usually more consistent, so I wouldn't be surprised if Mark wins as well. We've got a rematch between me and Jessup here. Let's take a look at money. So with Jessup's silly doubles, he's got a lot of stuff. 1220, no loners. I will have 2 loners to be at 1230, which is kind of silly. It's kind of silly, I feel like, that that my team value is so close to his, despite missing 2 players. But hey, high elf linemen are expensive, so is that right? Yeah. Yeah, 40 is 11:30, so yeah, 12:30. So 12:30 to, what did I say over here? Whatever it actually says. 12:20, yeah, somebody's gonna anything. I don't know if I can win this game this time around. Getting leap on this catcher makes me a little more confident, but it's gonna be tough. He's got a lot more level ups. Having 2 dodge pieces and the guard piece is really frustrating. The guard is probably the biggest problem for me. I can get around it, especially when I have a leap 5 agility piece, but I don't know. My thrower is still way better, I guess, is the one thing I've got going for me. Or no, I think his thrower leveled up. I remember thinking his thrower leveled up. Where did he go? Thrower did level up. If I didn't mention that before, it happened this time. So my thrower is still a little bit better because I have safe throw, but we both can throw pretty much the same. So I don't know. Trees is always a potential problem, but I can avoid the tree pretty well. I have a huge block advantage in that I have block and he doesn't. So we'll see. I think I'm not going to win this though, just because the speed of the Wood Elves can be a factor. If my armor behaves like everybody else that's played Justice armor, we'll see. I don't know. I feel like I can out-elf him a little bit, so I'll say I'll win. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Then we've got the heavy hitter matchup of, well, not really heavy hitter, the humans versus Nurgle here. Assuming this is a normal roll, 1140 versus... Let's see. So he'll be at 900. If he doesn't hire anybody, he'll be at 1,000. If he buys his third reroll, which I think he should, he'll be at 1050. So, assuming Orville like lowballs it, which I think is a bit of a mistake. I'd at least get the thrower, but assuming he does, well, actually, let's do it. Let's do it assuming he does. Like that's what I say he should. So 1050 plus 70 for the thrower, so he'll be at 1120 versus. I think they'll be pretty close then. Yeah, they'll be 20k off each other at that point. So no one gets anything. Last time Andrew managed to get the win. I don't know. Missing the ogre, I think, is going to be the biggest thing here. I'm going to say I think Andrew will win this one. Missing the ogre is just so big. And Orville can't rely on throwing as a backup plan. It's possible, certainly, to beat the Nurgle team without the ogre, but humans don't have the agility of elves, so I'm going to say Andrew's going to win that one. And then we've got Greyneck versus Chris. Money. So 12-10, assuming normal rolls, versus 1160. So 50k for Chris, another babe. Oh, I don't think I went over Chris's team at all, which is a bit unfortunate. Chris rolled 20, which sucks. But God, I really didn't go over Chris's team at all, which I'm really sorry for this, because this is a pretty big deal, actually. Both Black Orcs, 2 Black Orcs leveled up and got block, which means they're super good and will accelerate their SVP growth a lot. Because Chris has had to burn tons of rerolls just on the Black Orcs. Blitzer leveled up, got doubles, got dodge. This is really good. Makes his piece really more mobile. Troll leveled up some more. Thrower getting pretty close too. What Chris could do, and doesn't certainly have to, because he could certainly try to concentrate MVP on his other pieces, is buy another thrower, but I don't think he needs to. I would hold off for now. Just save up on getting rule number 3. Yeah, so this team is actually in a really good spot despite having that 3-0. Last time they played, it was a tie game. It was a pretty close tie game. We'll see. I mean, lots of failed dodges were a factor here, but also lots of problematic armor breaks. So, I don't know. I'm going to give the edge to Chris, just because this is the kind of part where orcs start being really scary, and Dark Elves are still not quite there. So I think Chris should be able to get the win here. Another tie would certainly not surprise me, but as long as Chris doesn't get outmaneuvered, this team should do fine. The Blackhawks having block is a really big deal, basically. So let's, I think, quick recap of my predictions. I think that, what did I say here? Did I say tie? I think I said tie. We'll stick with tie. Tie, I think I will win. I think that Andrew will win, and I think that Chris will win. Cool. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll talk to you later.